When we think about end-of-life planning, many of us jump straight to wills, funerals, and burial wishes. But one of the most critical, yet often overlooked pieces of the puzzle is choosing a healthcare proxy.
Exactly. In our work as death doulas, we have seen how life-changing this simple decision can be. That's why we wanted to share this short, heartfelt dialogue about why everyone, no matter your age or health condition, should designate a healthcare proxy.
Absolutely.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Unveiling the Shroud. My name is Liz, and on today's segment we talk about the importance of a healthcare proxy. And though this is a voluntary choice, why we think it's important to have one.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. And when we think about a healthcare proxy, please know that we're not just thinking of this for older adults or people with serious illness. It's for everyone over the age of 18.
Yes, a healthcare proxy, sometimes called a medical power of attorney, is someone you legally appoint to make healthcare decisions if you are unable to do so yourself. So you're choosing a trusted person to make medical decisions should you, in the future, become incapacitated and be unable to make those decisions yourself.
And so imagine you're in a car accident, you're unconscious, and there's a critical decision to be made with the doctors. If no one's been named on your behalf, things can get complicated. Different family members may have different views on how the doctors should proceed, especially if there are complications. Without a healthcare proxy, the doctors follow state laws or they default to the choices of the next of kin.
Families can disagree in these situations. They have different opinions. Without a clear voice, decision-making can become chaotic. A healthcare proxy cuts through all of this. It's your voice when you can't speak. Having that conversation now relieves the pressure from family members who might otherwise guess or argue during a crisis.
So it's also not just about end-of-life decisions. It could be during recovery from surgery or if you're intubated, as many were during the COVID pandemic, or even if you're in a temporary coma. These things can happen unexpectedly and at any time. So here's a scenario. Your friend Michelle didn't name a proxy. When she couldn't recover from a stroke, her two siblings disagreed on aggressive treatment versus comfort care. The dispute went to court and precious time was lost. Contrast that with a different scenario, your friend Mark. He chose his sister Maria as his proxy, and so they discussed dialysis, resuscitation, and feeding tubes. And so when Mark fell ill, Maria made decisions confidently based on what was written and Mark's spoken wishes. No courtroom, no family rift.
So, who should you choose? It's not about picking someone close or only a family member. It's about choosing someone who gets you. Someone who understands your values, your fears, your hopes. Talk that through with them, all the scenarios. What if you can't breathe on your own? What counts as unbearable suffering for you? Write it down and share it with this person.
Absolutely. I say pick someone who can stay calm under pressure, who will ask questions and advocate on your behalf, and who won't make decisions based on guilt or fear, but instead based on what you would want.
Once you pick this person, be sure to ask their permission, talk to them, have an in-depth conversation with them, tell them your wishes, what you want on life support, what you want to be at home with. Do you want aggressive treatment or comfort care? These are so important. Hopefully these events will never happen to you, and yet they need to be discussed and documented.
Absolutely. And so most states have simple forms. You can download them online and you can speak to an attorney, but be sure that you have copies to share with your doctor, the person who you choose as your proxy, and of course, your family.
This isn't morbid, it's preparation, it's compassionate. You're giving your loved ones permission to honor your wishes so that they do not have to guess. They don't have to argue, and they know exactly what you would want.
And so the beautiful part of this is that this is almost as a gift to them and to you.
So if you haven't chosen a healthcare proxy yet,
do it today. It might be the most loving thing you ever do for yourself. Even if you're a young person and healthy, an accident or a sudden illness can happen at any time. Designating a healthcare proxy is as essential as having a fire escape plan.
And depending on when you make this choice, please also be aware that the healthcare proxy can change, the forms can change, you may want to change your designations, so keep reviewing it on a regular basis.
So until next time,
here's to
living
living
life more fully as we engage in conversations about its end.